So let's go and talk about the studio applications of this. Now, one of the things that is supposed to come along with the Epiphone Les Paul Ultra 3 is a free download of Guitar Rig 4 LE from Native Instruments. That was an incredible problem trying to get that and download it. I got it downloaded, it wouldn't open up on my Mac. So what I did was I downloaded Guitar Rig 5 LE, which is a free download, and that was really disappointing. The thing is that you plug it in via USB into your computer, and Guitar Rig 5 recognized the input, but I couldn't get any kind of output out of it. It worked fine with Amplitude has a standalone program, so it worked fine with that. I was able to get some sounds in and out of that. So if you want, let's go ahead and take a listen to that. I'll set up my Amplitude rig. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my, actually, I'm going to plug in, let me stop and rewind for one quick second. There was one thing I wanted to point out, and that is this is a chambered body Les Paul. It's really lightweight. It's super comfortable. I'm not sure if that's what contributes to the noise factor. If you'll notice, I'm going to turn on my Black Star pedal on the high gain channel, and we're going to take a listen. I don't know if you notice the amount of noise that's coming from this thing. Turn it off again. Okay, there's a lot of noise. By way of comparison, I compared that with my Strat. I've got a Strat, and this Strat has vintage noiseless pickups in it. I'm using the bridge position. I'm going to kick on the pedal again. There's a little bit of noise, but not nearly as much noise as the Les Paul. So that's one consideration. It's when you're using a lot of pedals, it tends to get a lot noisier than some of the other guitars that I've played. Alright, let's go ahead and hook up this USB cable here. Pop that in. I don't know why anybody would want to use a USB. So after kind of going through it, I'm like, what's the point? I mean, it doesn't sound any better. It's not any less noisy. Maybe it might help on an interface thing, but as I said, with the Guitar Rig application, I noticed I was getting an input signal, but I could get nothing out of it. Give us a little bit more volume, you know how that is. So it's got a great sound if you plug in. Obviously it's pretty noisy as well, but that's par for the course when you're dealing with these virtual amps and virtual synths in your computer. Now the nice thing was, go ahead and turn down that noise. So it works with Amplitude on your computer. It also works with GarageBand via the USB. If you use Guitar Rig with Pro Tools as a plug-in, you can't opt for the USB version, so you have to use your analog audio inputs through your hardware interface device. As far as a jazz sound, most of the sounds that I've played so far have been pretty bluesy kind of things. Bluesy, I think it's a good blues and rock kind of guitar. Jazz kind of stuff, you know. Use a Les Paul for jazz, it would work. I wouldn't use this guitar for real smooth jazz application. It doesn't quite have that real nice, dark, mellow tone that you can get from some of those other guitars. But I'm happy with the guitar. It's very useful. at least check it out. I would call around to some stores to see if you could find one and go in and check it out for yourself before you just order it online. You want to make sure you're happy with your purchase. So until next time, again, this is Steve Pederson signing out from Major 7 Production Studio. Take care.